Hello everyone, Noctem0 here, and this is going to be a short discussion, but oh my god. Got through playing and beating Resident Evil 7. I did get it last night, 9 o'clock. What a game. It was fun. Oh, Andrew, if you're watching this, I kind of did call out that cameo, did I? Anyone who hasn't beaten it yet, just beat the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's not what everyone thinks either. It's what I thought, but well, anyway, we'll get into it later. The point is, the game was fun. The combat was great. The sense of dread that you felt, it was all there. I like that they took some cues from Alien Isolation with the way the atmosphere was done. Just the way the combat was. Like I even told my brother, this game felt like, well, Alien Isolation felt like what a Resident Evil game could be if they did it first person, and look what they did. Now, to talk about the length, the one thing that I really think Capcom fucked up on is the length of this game. Now, if I recall, technically Resident Evil games aren't supposed to be that long, but we've come a long way now with games that we can deserve a much lengthier title in terms of story. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there's even more gameplay to be had at this game in terms of collectibles, because I haven't found all of them. I found a good majority of them, but not all. And also with the boss battles and stuff like that, they were difficult. I mean, I think they were one of the hardest I've ever had to encounter in a Resident Evil game, because most Resident Evil games, they what is it? They really sugarcoat it. Like the big monstrous boss battles, they weren't really as bad. Hell, even fighting Wesker wasn't that bad. But no, in this one, it like even the boss battles themselves were more puzzle based than anything, because you had to figure them out, or you just had to drag them out as long as you could. And mostly you're just fighting Jack the whole time, which that wasn't bad either. It's just it got pretty stressful, especially when you didn't have weapons to fight him. But I mean, most Resident Evil vets know that if there's no way to really get around a really tough enemy, just run and try and deal with it later if it's possible to get away, that is. But yeah, the game was fun. Just I really don't like the length. The length of it, for me, like I said, about 7-8 hours. Somewhere maybe a little less, because when I was at the halfway point, and I noticed it was the halfway point, for most Resident Evil vets, it's like when you have to backtrack through the mansion, and then all of a sudden a whole new slew of enemies show up. That's you, and you know you're halfway through the game already. And it was like 3.5 hours. I'm like, what? I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this just so soon, but I was. But I mean, like I said, if it wasn't for the boss battles, the game would probably be even a lot shorter. But thank God that they had the difficulty. Even on normal, this game's pretty tough. Puzzles aren't that hard to figure out. They're pretty basic, but there really aren't a lot of them either. I was expecting more puzzles, but it's more or less backtracking, looking for certain key items that you need to unlock certain doors or certain areas. It's just a lot of backtracking. Inventory management is pretty much the same. Game itself is good. By the way, this is not an honest review. I will do an honest review of the game later, once I'm get all my whole Let's Plays up, because right now I'm more or less concentrating on that. Anyway, guys, I really don't know what else to say about this. I'm just a little disappointed that Capcom didn't make a much lengthier game. I'm hoping the DLC down the road will be much better. But again, I'm still going to go through this game because there is an alternate ending, so that actually gives you a much better reason to play through it again. And honestly, playing through Madhouse, I mean, I got to see what that's like, how much worse it gets, because I guarantee I'm probably not going to beat it that as easily as I did this one. Anyway, take care, like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts are on the length of the game. If you've beaten it already, are you disappointed, or were you happy with what we got? Take care.